No problem.
What is your name and where are you from?
My name is Aaron Tran. I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
And how did you originally hear about my website?
Found you on YouTube.
Awesome. That's everybody's answer.
Really, every
uh,
answer.
what do you like the most about learning from my method?
Your method, you play the music just how I want it. You know, the accompaniment, not like how some people do it. It's the way I want to hear play it. No one else does that, I find.
Thanks. Another little thing to mention here, from the very beginning, I kind of went out on a limb because everybody else was doing the melody in the right hand, kind of dumbing it down, watering it down so most people can do it so they can get views and everything. But
Mhm.
I stuck with authenticity. And I was like, you know what? I know there are people that want to play the way that sounds on the album. They don't want, it watered down. They want the real thing. Even if it's hard, they want to give it a shot. So from the very beginning, I've always tried to give you exactly what Elton John's doing, exactly what Billy Joel's playing, so you can play the actual notes they're doing. But not only that, if they're vamping, I want to show you how they're vamping. Because when Elton John's ripping on a solo, he's not playing sheet music. He's not playing something that he memorized off sheet music that he wrote. He's just doing it. So I really try to get you guys in his shoes as much as we can and do what they're doing and to be authentic so you can play it like Elton John plays it. So you can play it like you wrote it, I always say. So do you notice that I do that and do you appreciate that or do you even care?
I do. It's like the number one reason I was attracted to your stuff, you know, like you play it just how they play it, like you said. And that's what I want. I want to play it just like them. I don't want something simpler or different.
Excellent. And I'll tell you how my process there because a lot of people are curious about that. So the people say, "Oh, you have a great ear. How do you figure it out?" That's not really the hardest part for me, because when I was born with something, they call it perfect pitch. I hate that term because it's not perfect. But whatever I hear, I know what it is from a little kid. If I hear someone playing music, guitar, whatever, as long as it's tuned in A440, I know what all the notes are immediately. And it just pops into my head. And I've always been that way. So I just sit down and write everything down like I hear. That's fast. I can go through something fast doing that. The hard part is having to learn to play it because just because I could hear what's going on doesn't mean I can play it. I still have to go through and physically learn it like you guys do. And that's my process. So if I didn't have that gift that, God gave me, I wouldn't be able to do this at all. So that's the number one thing I think that helps me. And then all the teaching I did as well. But I love it, especially most of all because you guys get to play what's on the album. And I really haven't found anyone. There probably is someone else out there doing it, but I haven't found them that's really trying to do that for people. But I've found, you don't need to water it down. If someone wants to go for it, they can go for it. There's plenty of authentic, easy songs. If you want to be authentic and be easy, there are easy songs to do. But I just
Right.
love doing what the artist does. So, would you? Let's see. Let me get to the next one here. Did I already ask you what makes my method different from other piano lessons?
I think we kind of answered that right then and there.
Kind of covered that. Yeah. On a scale of 1 to 10, how satisfied are you with my lessons?
It's a 10 and I mean it, you know, it's
Well, thank
no
you for that. Everybody
complaints.
says that. I appreciate that. I feel like if I'm going to rate myself, I'm going to do 9 point something, whatever it is, because I continually want to get better. I know there's always room for improvement. I can improve my website. I know that. People have asked me they want a category that's latest. So there's a running list of the latest ones that I've done. I know I need to do that. So maybe I
Oh,
can make some more money off of this and make some changes to the website. What would you recommend? How can I get better? Because I'm always listening to
no,
that. What can
that
I do?
a latest yeah, category. That would be nice. All right, I'm knocking it down to a 9.
There you go. Good. Good. Gives me something to work for. So would you recommend my lessons to a family member or a friend? And if so, why?
I would, and just, you know, for everything we've discussed, you know, if they're looking to play the music as the artist did in a not so complicated manner, you know, I think it's a perfect fit for all experience levels.
So where are you coming from, Aaron?
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
All right. Awesome. I just wanted to do this testimonial because in 17 years, doing this online. I've never worked on the business side of this. People are always very surprised when they hear that. But all I've done is upload videos to YouTube. I've never, tried marketing or keyword or SEO optimization and all that stuff. And I said, you know what? What if I hired somebody to help me do that, or got some business coaches? And I did. And they look at it and they're amazed that I'm able to do this, as well as I have with no, effort on the business side of it. But part of the thing they wanted me to do is testimonials, to get to know my customers. And at first I was kind of even dreading it, going, oh man, I'm going to be so strapped for time, because it's going to be, hard doing all the, contacting everybody. But it has been the most fun thing I've ever done. I can't believe I haven't done it earlier. You guys are the most wonderful people in the world, and I look forward to them. And I know this is going to be great too. But I'm just just having so much fun getting to know you guys, because everybody says they know me. Well, now I'm finally getting to know you, and I recognize your name, but now I get to put a face with the name, and we're friends now. But how long have you been with my lessons? How long has it been that I've been seeing your name?
All right, so I joined your program, I think last September, and I usually don't, like subscribe to like
Yeah.
lesson plans or anything like that. But there's this one, it was your Heartbreak Hotel video by Elvis Presley that I couldn't
Okay.
find any other teachings on it
Uh-huh.
online where I was hearing it. So I was like, you were the only guy I could find playing it the way just the way I wanted to. So like, all
Yeah.
right, I'll fork over the money. And then lesson after lesson, here we are.
Wow. So you're a new guy. So I really want to talk to you because a lot of the other guys I'm talking to, the last guy had been with me for 15 years. I couldn't believe it. But back in like 2009, I only started in 2007. So it's 15 years, another person 10 years, another person 7. But it's been a lot. But you haven't even been. It hasn't even been a year, right?
You got a dedicated fan base.
Yeah, that's
16 years.
that's great. So I want to ask you, because I get to ask. I'm loving how I'm getting to go different avenues with everybody. At the end, I mean, we're going to do what we want to here, but at the end, I'm going to ask you specific questions I'm supposed to ask you. So I'll save that for the end. But before that, I want to just when you get on the website and you see these old, grainy 360 videos with the whiteboard and this, this, I look quite a bit younger in those. Does that bother you at all? Does that hinder you, or are you still able to learn from those old videos that I did way back?
No, the content is still like very well made, like the video quality, I couldn't care less. I still, learn the chords I need to and play the song afterwards.
Excellent, because because the technology is getting better, and I'm trying to up my game. So now I'm doing, trying to do the 4K video, although you can't stream in that yet really well, but trying to get better video quality and everything. And I've always thought, oh, those old videos are, not as good quality. Do I need to go back and redo them? And I actually started trying to do that. And then the members like, hey, what are you doing? Put that back on. They want the old one rather than me redoing it, because they're kind of used to that. So kind of makes me feel good, because then I think, oh, I don't got to go redo all those old ones. I can keep making new stuff, keep adding to the library. So I just wanted to know that from a new guy, so that doesn't bother you that those old videos are not as good quality. You're still getting what you need from them.
That's right.
Awesome. So, Aaron, so just looking at your uh, life, do you mind if I ask how old you are?
I'm 24 years old, Shawn. 24
Okay,
years
you're
old.
a young guy too. So, wow. All right. I'll be 51 this year. But and you're loving Elvis Presley. So I mean, you like the old stuff, I guess. You like it doesn't, it doesn't got to be current for you to like it. You're into the, would you say that you mainly like the older music rather than the current music today?
Well, Elton John, Billy Joel, they were the big piano guys, so that's why.
They are. They are. So I'm glad to hear that too, that a young guy likes the old good stuff, not because it's old, but because it's good. Like, I'll
Right.
like something current, but give me something good. It just, we kind of lost that. There's some of these big pop stars that all the kids are going, oh, they're so talented. They're so great. And I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? Um, they're not bad, but all this other stuff that we've had from the 60s, 70s, 80s, and even 90s is much better than a lot of the current craze that we hear out there. I won't mention any names, but so 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 you like the old stuff, young guy, new to the website. What was your upbringing when you started piano? Did your parents give you piano lessons? Did you do traditional lessons? Did you play guitar? What kind of music did you listen to? What was your experience growing up with music?
Well, I'm sure when I was little, mom and dad bought me like a toy keyboard or something, and I had some. They saw, he's got some aptitude with that. I did start taking traditional lessons when I was 6 or 7, but I really don't think I enjoyed it, and my parents could tell, so they kind of just like gave up after a couple months. Uh, Come college, though, I want to get back into something to do, impress people at house parties. Although guitar would have been the better route there. So I just
Hey,
started
not
learning myself,
necessarily. I got plenty of girls with doing the piano. It works too. Go ahead.
So yeah, I wouldn't say it was more YouTube learning and all that. No, like instructor behind me, like telling me to do my scales and all that. And I said, done a pretty good job for myself.
Yeah. Yeah. So what so you're taking the traditional lessons and it's maybe not what you hope for. It's
Yeah, it was a
you're
little,
doing the
little.
classical lessons. They're making you
Mhm.
learn how to read music and do scales which
Yep,
you
yep.
don't really have to do, to play some of the music you're playing. So you were
Right.
disappointed with that maybe?
Yeah. I don't know sheet music, and I don't think at this point, I don't think there's a reason to learn, the way
So
you
Aaron,
like your lessons.
would you call yourself a music reader? If you had to read music, could you figure it out? I mean, do you know enough to do that? If you had some sheet music in
Mm,
front of you, or are you just still, is that foreign to you?
the way you write it, I can understand it, but not your typical, notes and all that.
Right. So I've never been anti sheet music. Some people kind of label me that way. I think it's a great skill to have. I mean, learn that, go for that. But some people need a different way to learn. And it's usually you guys who are outside the box thinkers. You're kind of problem solving people. You're creative. And if for whatever reason, I don't know why, but the tablature I invented works for you. So why, do you know, can you tell why the way I write stuff out, why that works for you? Was it immediately something that clicked? Did you have to learn it? What is it about it that allows you to learn?
I mean, knowing your notes helps and all that, but you have a like reading your stuff is like reading a book, it's like they're the letters, that's how you play it. With sheet music, you don't get that. Like they don't like label it out for you, and you also don't have video to guide you like that. But yeah, you make it very easy.
Thank you. So it immediately clicked with you, or did you feel like you had a learning curve there?
Had I gone in like with no knowledge of
Nothing.
piano at all, there might have been a little curve, but like I said, I did know my scales and notes, so it kind
Okay.
of clicked with me.
So my method wasn't a barrier to you to get started. It kind of worked for you immediately.
Not for
So
me.
yeah. So all right. So when did you? Let's see. So it hasn't been that long. Well, before you got to me, there's a lot of years there. Uh,
Yes.
what were you doing in the meantime? Were you just going on your own, trying to pick stuff up by ear? Were you just getting on YouTube, trying to figure out some stuff here and there? What was going on?
A video here or there I thought that was cool, like let's copy them, see how that goes.
Okay.
Never
So
seriously sitting down and fully learning songs and all that.
excellent. So do you play for people ever? You mentioned playing for parties. Do you do that? Do you gig anywhere? Do you typically will you sit down in a group if there's a piano there and play something?
Yeah, if I'm with friends and there's a piano there, they'll all be like, hey, play something there, and then I will. But no gigs or anything like that. That's next level stuff. We'll see.
I'm glad to hear that because that's quite an experience when you finally play for other people and they're like, oh, that's Piano Man or something. I always recommend Piano Man because everyone will start singing that.
Yes, I
And
always say
the more drunk they get in the bars, the louder they're singing and the more tips you get. So just keep going with it. But yeah, so I'm glad to hear you do that. A lot of members I'm finding out do that. They play for other people, and a lot of them are giggers. They go around and that's their job is they play places. And I had no idea they were doing that. So what kind of music are you into? Like, can you give me an idea? Is it all over the place? You mentioned Elvis Presley. What other types of music do you like to play?
let's see. Music I like to play. Well, I do like to play. I know I bashed classical music earlier, but playing it like just by myself in my room, I find it really calming after a long day.
Oh, good.
So
Yeah, so it's kind of a therapy for you. I'm hearing that too. That yeah, your job's probably demanding, and then just need an outlet, and
oh yeah, yeah.
it soothes something about music just soothes the soul like nothing else. That's
hmm
great. So when when you look at the library on the website and you're looking at all the lessons, what is your opinion of the library? Because I've been stalking this thing for 17 years, and it's all, I mean, what is your opinion of what's on there?
Well, my if I had to make a complaint, there's so many songs, Sean. Like just finding
Yeah.
what you want, like it's the yeah, you have a lot of options there. I like the way it's laid out.
So, yeah, so now I'm going to tell you why it's like that. A lot of people have been commenting that there's so many different types of music. So, and usually if there's a song they want to play, they can find it usually. But that there's a big variety on there. And I have, hats off to all you guys because, I mean, you've done the hard request thing with me. A lot of other people have over the past 17 years, and that's what's built the library. You guys, not me. I'm not deciding what I'm going to put on next. I get the request, and a lot of times it's something that I go, I don't know if a lot of people are going to like that. And then I do it. Lo and behold, there's people that I've been looking for that song everywhere. I've been looking for that arrangement. And then it's on there because you guys know music and you tend to like the same things, and that's what's built the library, and that's what's made it so great is that I didn't choose it, you guys did. So
Oh.
I'm happy about that. How do you feel about the like the teaching itself? Because nothing will ever beat having a live teacher that I can see so far, but maybe some live teachers. But if you can't have a live teacher, you have a video. So what is it about my lessons about the teaching? Is there anything about the teaching itself that you enjoy or you appreciate
Live
or you
teacher is
don't like?
overrated, like uh, with you there, you can't criticize me if I hit a note wrong or something like that. That's just between me and myself.
Yeah.
But I like the way you style out your lessons. You break it down into parts. It makes a long lesson seem very manageable, like just going parts one, two, three, four, like that. Let's see. You have a good flow, by the way, too. So
Excellent. Well,
everything just.
I go ahead.
Oh, no, continue.
I kind of credit that to all of these students that I've had because I taught for 20 years privately before I did any online lessons. And I had 50 students a week. That was my job. That's what I did. And, every day, kids, adults, young people, all genres, all walks of life. And I'm teaching people all of that time. And little did I know that I was in training for what I would do later. But you develop an instinct with that, what most people are going to have trouble with. And if you never actually have a live student next to you, you don't know. You don't know that you can't guess what they're going to have a problem with or what's going to be a trouble for most people. So all those years kind of gave me an instinct of what most people are going to need, what most people are going to have trouble with, what most people are going to need to hear. And that's why you hear me say the same things over and over again, not because I don't have anything else to say, but because I know those very few things are what will give you success and why most people quit. And I love that you said that whatever, breaking it down into parts, manageable parts, because that's one of the number one reasons is because someone feels like they've got to learn the whole song, in one day. They got to, but if you just one measure, two measures, you get a success, and then you move on and have another success. And I'm loving hearing you guys saying that because that formula works because I've seen it work, and that's why I'm giving it to you. And it's just kind of a validation for me to hear that that's working for you. So thanks for saying that.